Kal Halad Wakal Kabad, Yahweh Yahweh. Double honors to the apostle and elders of GMS, and greeting and salutations to the brothers teaching and preaching the truth and in sincerity, and to the hopeful elect. Shalom. This video is titled, "What are you going to do?" And the reason why I asked that question and titled that video through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is because I was having a conversation with Jake, and they were talking about that a civil war is going to be arising in the country, and then he was saying some minstrel things, talking about that the so-called veterans are going to be prepared for what's going to take place during this quote-unquote civil war, pretty much race riots when that take place. And I was explaining to him that pretty much is no reason to overreact over something like that, because it's to go out and try to get all these guns and try to make militias or some stupid stuff like that, or try to train or be ready for when the civil war come. It's useless. And the reason why it's useless because you're not going to get nowhere with it. If you're a 2/3, you're just going to die. If you was supposed to be one of the elect, meaning you deceived in your mind thinking you one of the elect, you're going to die because you acting out of order. And when you acting out of order, the head of protection is going to be lifted off you, and you're just going to die. So to help support that, to come from the scriptures, we're going to start off with this is Jeremiah chapter 30 verse 5. It says, "For thus says the Lord Yahweh, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. Ask ye now, and see whether a man doth travail with child? Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness." Which is true. Because at that moment, what lies ahead of you when you thinking that you're just going to a civil war? No, man, we got these guns, we're going to fight them, it's more of us and we're going to kill them. Man, let me tell you like this, you're just going to get wiped out, because you got to remember this one little crucial portion. Y'all act up too much, or too much going on. There's this portion called martial law that's going to come into play. Martial law consists of the military. Now the military got some equipments that I don't give a damn what your little guns do, they ain't going to do nothing to them. Not saying that the soldier's going to be indestructible, but come on, think about it. A tank against your little fucking Draco. A tank, which has a possibility that somebody could come out the gunner hatch and gun you down, but in the meantime, they got a barrel pointed right at you, ready to shoot missiles at you. What can a Draco do against that? When they got helicopters coming from the ground, from the air, shooting with assault rifle made strictly for the helicopter, what can a Draco do against that? You can see the helicopter, but it's not guaranteed those rounds is going to reach that helicopter. But the rounds in that helicopter is built specifically to reach you, because every bullet has a range to it. I don't give a damn if it comes out of an M4. There's a range to it. Like once it gets to this certain range, it's not going to be effective. If it was to hit a person, it will only wound that person. It won't even kill them, because there's a certain range that once you get to that range, that's all the bullet can do. Or either it's just going to begin to go downward, meaning it's going to go out like the bullet's supposed to, but once it gets to a certain distance, it's going to start lowering down into maybe pretty much the ground or anything low at that area. The bullet has a range to it. It can only go out so far, and with it going out so far, it can only be effective at a certain distance. So your little Draco is not going to do anything against a helicopter. So again, going back to the scripture, Jeremiah 30 and 5, "For thus saith the Lord Yahweh, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and of peace. Ask ye now, and see whether a man doth travail with child. Whether do I see every Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. And you gotta listen to these key words: every man, all faces. That means you ain't exempt. I don't give a damn how tough you are too. I don't care how buff you are too. I don't care how many bodies you got underneath your belt. At the end of the day, every man and all faces. So, y'all think y'all ready for some race wars, but y'all ain't ready for nothing, man. If y'all was ready for a race war, when back when Trayvon Martin was killed and the new Black Panther Party was talking about, so for every one of them that they kill, we gonna kill one of them. Man, how many niggas have died since then, and y'all ain't did shit? So, moving on. This is Micah chapter 4 verse 9. Now why dost thou cry out aloud? Is there no king in thee? Is thy counselor perished? For pains have taken thee as a woman in travail. It's true. In that time, the best example that I could help you understand, it's just like the guy who always constantly say, man, that wouldn't be me, man. Could it be me though? All that bullshit. But when the time comes for you to respond to whatever you said that you wouldn't let that happen to you, why aren't you doing that now? Why aren't you got a loud mouth now? It doesn't make sense, because just like you said right here, verse 9, Micah chapter 4 verse 9. Now why dost thou cry out loud? Is there no king in thee? Is thy counselor perished? For pains have taken thee as a woman in travail. So therefore, you're gonna get proved in that day. You say you're gonna do this, or you're gonna say, man, they ain't ready, the veterans good, man, the veterans gonna win. Yeah, we're gonna see. We're gonna see you crying like a little chick. Now, I didn't find what I really wanted, but there's a point in this video that I believe could help somebody understand. You can see the video right here. Fair use, I guess you could say that. But going on, we're just gonna let the guy speak. It's a point that he made in here, and when you make that point, I'm gonna stop the video.
DARPA enlists makers of the Big Dog robot, which we just showed there, to construct machines that can think for themselves. This is a story by Steve Watson, also from last year. Machines that can think for themselves. And of course, it's being pushed as a way to perform evacuation operations. Yeah, they never want to talk about how they're going to mount 50 caliber guns on these robots and go after American citizens and civilians living in U.S. cities after they declare martial law following the economic collapse. Wow.
Yeah. So the point is that I wanted you to pay attention in there. When you said that they never talk about the fact about mounting it with 50 cal. Yeah, with a 50 cal. If you could bear with me. I don't know if this is possible. If you could bear with me, this might even take up some time. So, hold on. I'm going to be quiet for a moment. Hold on, let me see real quick. Pretty much, man, what I was looking for, I'm not going to sit here and waste your time. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you what a 50 cal is. This is a 50 cal. This is what I'm accustomed to in the military, being in a gunner's hatch. What a 50 cal can do is, I was looking for a particular video where there's a surgeon, he's walking around with a bazooka on his shoulder, and he's aiming to blast somebody up. But in the meantime, somebody uses a 50 cal and shoots. and it doesn't really look like the bullet blasted his head off, but it goes to the back of his skull. And when it goes to the back of the skull, you just see all white just hanging there, and he just drops stiff. And the way he drops stiff is just like a cartoon. When usually you see somebody get hit on top of the head, it goes straight, then fall. That's what the fuck happened to him. You can see the video, and you can type it up in Google. I was trying to find it, but just because the time limit to the video, I'm not gonna go waste all that time. I probably have to do a lot of editing and take that portion out. But really, I'm not gonna take that portion out. I'm just not gonna I'm not gonna sit here and try to look for that video. But the point is that I was trying to stress is that a 50 cal can do a lot of damage. A 50 cal has the ability to, you don't have to be a good shooter, but what can happen is you can aim to take somebody's head off, and knowing damn well you're not a good shooter, it's not going to go for the head. So you might miss and aim for the shoulder, but that's still good, because while you're aiming for the shoulder, you probably won't even hit the shoulder. You're just hitting above the shoulder. What's going to happen? You're going to take off the motherfucker's shoulder still, and a portion of their face, probably like their ear, because that's how much velocity is within releasing one of those rounds. And pretty much another thing you gotta understand, when the race wars come, it's gonna come before what y'all know as the day of the Lord. Some of y'all probably might think that in the day of the Lord, the race war is going to just happen right then or there. No, it's going to happen before then. It's just, when the day of the Lord come, after all that, all you people that was putting all your hopes and your weapons and all that, majority of y'all going to be dead, but the remnant of y'all that are left over, this scripture is mainly specific for you, because if you thinking that I'm talking and just going in one ear and out the other, like, man, I ain't worried about that, man. I'm still get these guns. What else are we supposed to do? We got the Second Amendment right, man. This nigga sound crazy. Okay, check this out. This is Amos chapter 5, verse 18. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord Yahweh. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord Yahweh is darkness and not light. It's nothing good, man. And so what that you an Israelite, that doesn't mean you're gonna get saved. And yeah, so what if you believe you one of the elect? Cause nah, man, let's be quite honest. Though the truth is only for the elect and the elect only, don't deceive yourself thinking that you're one of the elect. I'm not trying to discourage you if you are one of the elect. Matter of fact, I couldn't be able to discourage you if you were one of the elect. But say that you're not one of the elect, man, don't even start thinking like that, because who knows until that time comes. And I put it to you like this: if you was really one of the elect, man, okay, that means, okay, it's just one of you, so that means there's 143,000 left to find. There's 143,000 left, you know, to seal. So if you was really one of the elect like that, you know, I'm just saying, this word is going out there like that. So if you think you want to elect, it looking quite slim. So the only thing is to hope that you want to elect. Yeah, if you're not one of the elect, seriously, what is the day of the Lord unto you? Moving on, this is Isaiah chapter 30, verse 1. Because, man, when all this go down, when all of this go down, there's nothing that you could do. Like I was explaining about the Draco against the 50 cal, there's nothing you could do. Like you see with the robots right there, there's nothing you could do. This is a robot. It don't feel pain. The motherfucker can walk on ice. Okay? It can walk on slippery ground. When an average human being, you could run and you could run and you could run. Yeah, just like your house shall say, pray that your flight be not on the Sabbath nor in the winter. So let's say you're running in the winter. You running, but guess what? There's gonna be snow. The elements are cold, so you might slip. But this motherfucker cannot slip, as you saw in the video. Can't fall. So this is Isaiah chapter 30, verse 7. For the Egyptians shall help in vain and to no purpose. Therefore have I cried concerning this, their strength is to sit still. Though you have been given quote unquote rights, the second amendment where you can protect yourself, the Egyptian being the house of bondage, which is Babylon, which is America. So therefore they're giving you some power, just like the scripture said, for the Egyptians shall help in vain. So you think you got some type of power with these guns, and to no purpose, because you think you got some power with some guns, but you got to deal with a robot. Therefore have I cried concerning this, their strength is to sit still. For the elect, yeah, their strength is to sit still, just like Yahushua said, I send you out in the midst of wolves. I send you out as sheep in the midst of wolves. Sheep can't do nothing. Sheep don't got no horns. A wolf, yeah, they got some fangs, they got claws, they can fuck you up. But a sheep really can't fuck you up. If you get fucked up by a sheep, you must be a straight motherfucking worm. Like, you gotta be a vegetable or something, man. You just, I can't do nothing. That's gotta be you, cause seriously, how could you get fucked up by a sheep? So therefore, their strength is to sit still. Quit trying to be this macho man, man. Keep trying to be a macho man, you gonna severely embarrass yourself. Moving on, this is Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7. Alas, for the day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Yes, the time of Jacob's trouble, the time where Israel shall be in trouble, meaning Negro, Latino, so-called Negro, so-called Latino, so-called Native American, so-called Haitian, so-called West Indian, so-called Sicilian Italian, so-called Scottish, and so-called Irish, so-called Nebo, so-called Punjabi, so-called Ghanaian or Nigerian, so-called, because there's some Israelites scattered in those parts of the world and in those nationalities that I just named. So that is the time of Jacob's trouble. If you've been paying attention to all these cop killings, see a lot of y'all just been focusing on the niggas and a few spics that come out, but there have been Native Americans that have been killed. There's this one guy, he looked crazy, he's like coughing and shit. He got on some type of jersey, I believe it's a FUBU jersey. Search his last name, Google his last name, look up the meaning of last names, and you will find out he was fucking Irish. So the point that I'm trying to say, all these cop killings are really coming down on the children of Israel. As far as Caucasian, they ain't getting fucked up. Like, they getting fucked up, but as far as killed, not in high numbers like we are. And then anybody say, well, what about that guy who had a FUBU jersey? Check his nationality by checking his name. See his first and last name. Look at his last name. Look up the etymology on last name, and you will find out his last name is an Irish last name. So, like I said, Jeremiah 30 and 7. Alas, for the day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. The things that we are going through right now, man, these are nothing but test runs to see what the fuck you're going to do when the actual thing goes down. And moving on, this is Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 17. Be not overmuch wicked, neither be thou foolish. Why shouldest thou die before thy time? It's foolish. So you think you're gonna sit there and get these little guns? I mean, yeah, you're already on the red list, some of you motherfuckers, but you think those guns gonna do something? All these people that bought all themselves Black Friday, the gun sales been going up. Think them guns gonna do something, man? They ain't gonna do nothing for you. You gotta deal with robots. Remember that, robots. And before the robots, some of y'all got your little normal day-to-day life, so you gotta deal with vaccines. So yeah, you gotta deal with that portion. Then some of you can't keep your dick in your pants. You sit there and you, man, it's been 3 months, man. 3 months I ain't had no pussy. Man, shut the fuck up with your bitch ass acting like a little female, all sensual, just like I talk about it in the book of Jude. Let me tell you like this: you wanna sit there and let your lust roll over you? Boom, pestilent. I hope you do understand there's a new superbug of chlamydia and gonorrhea that this time there's no antibiotic to cure it. Strike one. Strike two, both of them will kill you. Not can, it will kill you. Because, motherfucker, there's no antibiotic for it. So, I know I'm snapping, I know I'm getting a little angry, but this is just stupid ass shit, man. I get sick and tired of hearing this shit. Motherfuckers talking about what they gonna do and what they ain't gonna put up with. Motherfucker, this is Babylon. This is judgment. This is hell. We as the children of Israel have fucked up. Even if you believe you wanted to elect, you still are full of sin. None one of you motherfuckers are perfect. None one of you. Not even I. Nobody's perfect. The only person who's perfect is Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. Yet the only person who is good is only Yahweh. So the point is, man, this is punishment, man. We went off as the nation of Israel, and if you pay attention to your day-to-day life, pay attention to the sins that you do. You think you're not worthy of death? You think you're not worthy to suffer what you're going through? I mean, damn. And then a lot of you, even if you think, I suffered enough, man, do you think that you made yourself strong enough to deal with a fucking robot like this? And say they attach a motherfucking 50 cal mounted to that motherfucker. Do you think you could deal with that? This motherfucker don't slip on ice. This motherfucker can run, and it runs on 4 legs, while you just got 2. Think about that shit. But with all that being said, man, I hope you was edified. And I hope that if you, not just that you're edified, if you somebody to think that you could put matters into your own hand and fight against what little civil war they think is going to come about, I hope that this lesson rebukes you and changes your mind, and reproves you and changes your mind, and brings some form of reprimand toward that idea, because it's not needed. It's not going to help you. It's not going to benefit you. Only thing it's going to do is have Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai turn his back on you because you chose to be carnal in a time where, yeah, it's a time of war, but considering that day, it looks like a time of peace. Because in that day, the shit that we're going through right now, it ain't going to add up to it. It's going to be worse, because you got to remember all the way from the beginning, Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 6. Ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. Some serious times, man. So really get rid of that thought that you think you're gonna do something, because you're not gonna do nothing, and your fucking nightmare is gonna come to pass. Meaning, especially you got children, especially you got daughters. And me personally being in the military, yeah, I really feel sorry for you. You got an attractive daughter. Matter of fact, not if you got an average looking ass daughter, an average looking daughter and an attractive looking daughter, I feel sorry for you, especially when martial law comes. I mourn for you, just like how shall I say, woe unto them who are pregnant and nursing babies in those days. Cause yeah, they pretty much, if you don't know, nigga, I'm gonna let you know, they gonna rape the shit out of her. They're not just gonna fuck her, they're not gonna tenderly make love to her, they gonna rape the shit out of her. That's all I'm saying. So hopefully you was edified, and hopefully you was reproved if you have a corner mind. Yeah, other than that, I say, Ka Haladi Makal Kabal, Yahweh Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostle and elders of GMS, and greetings and salutation to the brothers teaching and preaching the truth and in sincerity, and to the hopeful elect, Shalom.